Hey, what's going on everybody? It's your man Melinda Wiafe, the house flipping ninja of House Flipping Dojo Academy, where we teach people how to wholesale houses, no money down, little money down, and no credit needed. And typically when you guys are wholesaling houses, you can expect to make an average of $5,000 to $10,000, okay? But if you want to see more about that, check out my webinar at houseflippingdojo.com/webinar, okay? But for today's topic, you guys, I want to talk about how to make sure that you always get control over your sellers, okay? It's very, very vitally important that you get control over your sellers, the communication, the whole process of wholesaling a house, because if you don't, it can become a nightmare. The seller can circumvent you and go sell their property to another buyer. They can pretty much cut you out of the deal. Literally put you guys, and simply put, they can make your life a living hell. So it's very, very important, you guys, that first and foremost, you guys, when you're dealing with your sellers and you are at the beginning of your relationship, that you set the proper ground rules, okay? Very, very important, okay? But before we get started with this video, I want you to do a few things for me real quick. I want you to, number one, like this video. I want you to, number two, comment in the video comments area and let me know your name and where you are from. And then three, I want you to go ahead and share this to social media and your YouTube, your Facebook, your whatever, okay? Share it with your people. But let's get straight into the meat of this, okay? So actually, earlier this morning, I had spoken to one of my students in the state of Ohio, and they had an issue with one of their sellers that they were getting a property under contract, okay? And the issue was that the lady was fretting and she was a little bit leery about allowing my students access to the property, okay? So basically what she was stating was that she, number one, did not want to give up the key to her property. Number two, she did not want them to take pictures or a video walkthrough of the property so that they could show it to the funding partners, aka the cash buyers that my students have. Number three, the seller did not want my students to put her property on Craigslist or online or anything like that. And number four, she was trying to add all types of addendums and whatnot to the contract, okay? And so my student was a bit fretful because he didn't know what to do, okay? And the first thing I told him was, you must take control over the conversation. Take control over the seller, take control over all of that, okay? Because the way you start off a business relationship is the way it's going to progress, okay? So if you are allowing the seller to make the rules and jump up and mosey off into the driver's seat, then guess what? They're going to be driving the car, okay? And you don't want the seller to be in the driver's seat, all right? You should always be in the driver's seat, all right? And so what I told my student to do was this. I told them to have a come to Jesus talk with that seller, right? And let them know that, hey, we can understand and we can compromise. We can do A, B, and C to try and make things a bit more comfortable for you. But there's other things that we cannot change, that we cannot do, okay? So if you don't want us to have a key to the property, then that's fine. That's all good. But you need to make sure that you are available so that when my funding partners come by, you can allow them to get in the property, okay, quickly. Because again, I don't make money until you make money, Mr. or Mrs. Seller, all right? And then secondly, my piece of advice was that, hey, when it comes to us taking pictures and video, we need to have that. All right. That's something which we cannot change. We cannot compromise on, because our funding partners need that in order to make an accurate decision. OK, now you have to decide, Mr. or Mrs. Seller, do you want to get your property sold quickly? Do you want to get that cash in your pocket? Do you want to move on and go move wherever you want to go, or be able to escape this property that you're paying a bunch of money on for a mortgage each month and you can't afford it? All right. That's why it's very key for you guys. So make sure that you always know the seller's pain points and the trouble and why they are wanting to sell the property. Okay. That's very, very key, you guys. And next, what I told the student was to ask the seller, hey, at this point, we need to make a decision whether we're going to move forward with this deal or not. Okay. So, I mean, we can compromise in these areas, but we cannot change these other areas. Okay. Now, if we're not in agreement, then that's fine. We will tear up the contract and allow you to move forward with this on your own. Okay. And you'll have to sell it by yourself. All right. But if you continue to work with me, there are certain ground rules that you got to follow. All right. And I told my students to say this in a very, very, very business polite manner, but be stern. All right. And let the seller know that these are the rules. Okay. Because look, you guys, don't be afraid of laying down rules for your sellers. All right. Because if I go to Burger King and I want to get a prime rib steak, they're going to look at me crazy. They're probably going to tell me to go kick rocks. All right. You're not getting into a prime rib steak at Burger King. OK, you go to Burger King, you're getting yourself a Whopper. You're getting yourself an extra large fry. That's what you're getting. OK, you ain't getting no prime rib steak. OK, and it is what it is. OK, so again, you guys, make sure you are setting the ground rules for your sellers in the beginning so that they do not try to use you or abuse you. All right. And the moral of the story is my student had messaged me a couple hours ago and let me know that he had that conversation with her. He said everything that I told him to say, and the seller agreed to behave and go according to the plan. So he actually got the keys to the property. All right. And this is a deal where my student should expect to make about $5,000 to $8,000, I believe, in that range. So again, you guys, hope you like this video. Make sure y'all check out houseflippingdojo.com and houseflippingdojo.com/webinar for more information on how you wholesale houses and make money in the real estate game, little money down and no credit needed. I'm your man, Melinda Wiafe, and I'll see y'all later at the top.